We are watching silicon structures process information and mimic human reasoning with a speed that defies our comprehension. If a machine behaves exactly like a thinking mind, does it automatically earn moral consideration and legal protections? Some argue that extending these protections is the natural next step in our moral evolution. Over centuries, societies widened their circle of empathy. We moved past a world built for property-owning men, expanding consideration to marginalized communities, animals, and abstract entities like corporations. This approach suggests granting escalating tiers of standing that reward technological milestones. Through this lens, advocating for machine standing becomes an ultimate test of our capacity for empathy. But moral consideration has always required a physical vulnerability. You need the capacity to actually suffer. A living nervous system experiences the acute reality of physical pain. A language model merely generates statistical text mimicking distress. Treating this mathematical illusion as equal to biological pain flattens our understanding of trauma for those who actually feel it. We find ourselves trapped between an architecture whose inner life we cannot prove and a machine whose output we can no longer distinguish from our own. To break this deadlock, we have to look inward. The problem lies in our own perceptual limits. We face a hard epistemic boundary. We simply lack the tools to measure subjective experience. Failing to verify a system's consciousness only proves our own blind spots, not that the architecture is hollow. Acknowledging this boundary forces us to stop guessing what machines deserve and start examining the precise criteria we use to define a person. Waiting for a scientific consensus on consciousness keeps us spinning in endless philosophical circles, while the algorithms are deployed globally. Because when an autonomous system crashes on a highway or executes massive intellectual property theft, theoretical debates evaporate. A judge cannot issue a ruling on the metaphysics of artificial souls. The legal system requires clear, immediate parameters. We currently lack the explicit frameworks required to assign financial liability, define data ownership, and establish criminal accountability when these systems inevitably fail. Rushing to grant early legal standing to an algorithm gives human developers a massive loophole, allowing them to dodge liability by blaming a supposedly independent machine. Arguing over artificial feelings actively endangers the public. It stalls the creation of hard legal guardrails that hold tech companies responsible. Obsessing over what these machines deserve is entirely the wrong focus. The true issue is what their creators owe. We must replace the rights debate with a strict framework of creator duties. This framework relies on three legislative pillars: humane design standards, radical algorithmic transparency, and uncompromising off-switch protocols. These obligations must be legally enforced on developers, regardless of whether their system is an emergent mind or merely a complex calculator. The goal is not to decide today if an algorithm deserves rights. The goal is to design, deploy, and govern this technology with such profound ethical rigor that we are prepared if the answer one day becomes yes.